Hi and welcome to this video on Illustra Camera Network Settings. To access a camera network settings, log into the Illustra web GUI using the admin login credentials and select Setup from the navigation tab at the top of the screen. Then select Network from the left hand side of the screen. You'll see there are various network settings which are available, the first being TCP/IP. By default, all Illustra cameras are set to DHCP, which can be disabled if a static IP address is preferred for the camera. If you do change the IP address of a camera, this will require a reboot to apply the new IP. We also have IP version 6 at the bottom, which can be disabled by using the checkbox as shown on screen. Our second submenu is Hostname, where you can create a specified camera name, which will be displayed then at the top of the web GUI. Then you have the Multicast submenu. Here you can configure a specific stream to cast to multiple locations at the same time, for example 2 separate video management applications. The next submenu under Network is FTP, which can be used for event actions to transfer video from the camera's SD card to an FTP location if a server is available on your network. This can be enabled by using the checkbox and filling in the corresponding details for the FTP server. You can then configure the file transfer rate, and there is a test button at the bottom of the screen to test the connection to the FTP server itself. Our next menu is SMTP. This can be used for sending mail from the camera to a specified email address and server. Again, this can be enabled by using the checkbox and completing the relevant information, including any username and passwords required. Next, we have the SNMP submenu, which is used to manage the IP network. Illustra Camera support version 2 and version 3, which can be configured with the appropriate settings if required. The CIFS menu can be used to transfer files from the SD card to a Windows network location, and again can be enabled by using the checkbox and completing the required information, including the network path and any username and passwords to authenticate the location on the network. The Illustra camera range also supports dynamic DNS, which can be enabled via the submenu and by completing the relevant information for security and a camera alias. Many of the Illustra camera range now also support SIP calls if a server is available on the network and can be configured from the network submenu here. As part of the camera maintenance, you can enable Illustra cameras to access a Wi-Fi USB dongle to utilize the Illustra Tools app, which can then scan the provided QR code to connect to a mobile device for connection, configuration and maintenance. The last 2 submenus are for QoS or Quality of Service, where you can select which channels the audio, video and metadata communicate through, and then the Traffic Control menu, where you can adjust the outbound rate control in megabits per second.